and back. Keep the jetpack on my back. Roll another loud pack. No concern for you worms. We gon' run it to the max. We gon' run it, Play your role, no, you just a side dish. I'm not worried about a thing, but this money in my fist. They wishing that the progress would end. My patience dried up, I just got no fucks to give. And surely as you living, they gon' try to deny you. But we gon' bust back, that's assault with no rifle. Emotions so stifled, my rival survival is failure. You wanted this problem, so why you...
So hey everyone, and welcome back to the Fresh Produce Podcast, where I go through and talk about some of the most memorable sessions that I've had, and also feature interviews with artists that I've worked with throughout Fresco Recording Services. I'm super excited to kick off Season 2 today with the one and only RONF Deezle. That was the song Jetpack you heard in the intro. Good to have you in the house, Crust.
What's up, dude?
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all? None other than RONF Deezle. You know, as always, real ones never fold. Happy to be in the building, you know, recording with the most crustiest Fresco.
Right here.
You know.
Yep.
It's always a pleasure to be in the room, you know, feel the love and everything. And definitely glad you could have me finally here.
Finally, you know, you've been begging me to be on here, and I've just been trying to, like, push it back as far as I could, you know, because people aren't ready for you, you know?
Yeah, I can understand.
But, so, okay, every time I tell somebody about you, or every time someone tries to read off your name, they're like, what is this?
Wrong.
What does it mean? And then you got to tell everybody. So why don't you explain it here, what your name means?
RONF stands for Real Ones Never Fold, and it actually was a line that I won't say I used, but a very close friend of mine used, and while we were in the past making, you know, recording and everything, and it just kind of stuck with me, and it stuck with him as we just talked about it more, just because we vibe like that, and ultimately that's, you know, what... It's more of an ideology more than just like a rap thing, because no matter what, we always going to feel pressure. We're going to feel weight on us of some sort, whether mental, physical, emotional. And no matter what, we have to hold fast and not give up so easily.
Yeah. And
not just turn our back to, you know, when times are tough, especially in these times right now with everything going on.
Well, I like the name. I feel like, you know, it's a part of this group that you created unintentionally. And, you know, people feel good when they're a part of it. Like when they come in to do a feature or something, or like me and you did a song, Gold, and I felt like dang, he considers me like cool enough to be a part of this song, which is about RONF, and that's why I wrote the hook that way. But
which was fire, by the way. Ooh.
Okay, I'm not too crusty. Okay, but I want to go back and talk about the story of how we met. So I was recording Rome B at the time. I was one of your buddies about 2 years ago.
Yep.
You guys came in for a feature, and he was like, this is Deezle. You guys did Jetpack, which made it onto your album Call Me Crazy, and that was like the first song I ever heard you on. First time I ever met you, so that's why I played it in the intro, because that was like the introduction of you for me.
Yeah. And
I don't know, it was just really cool because I haven't heard a lot of that like really roots hip hop come through here at that time.
Where it was pushed so forward.
Yeah.
So forward.
Where it was obvious, like, yo,
exactly.
I'm hip hop right now, you know.
Exactly.
And I really liked that. And I remember I was working on a song that was very similar, and I had I hit you up, and I was like, dude, I'm working on this song. Would you like to come in and write to it? I'll let you listen to it. And we were just vibing right off the bat. And I never do that where I'm like, I don't know this person, I'm going to call him in to do this song with me, you know. And I just remember you were one of the first person I did that with, and it just felt right, man. Like our crustiness just kind of rolled together and
made something out of it. Made some type of dough. Yeah, but shout out to Clay for that, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad he thought enough of me to put me on that, and that was a track that really, I guess, made me have a lot more confidence in myself once I saw not just my family or my friends having actual like belief in my skill and hearing my skill. It was you, and then you showed other artists, and it was like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay. And like even Ron B, like he thought I was just good enough because I met him through mutual friends, and he heard me and was like, whoa, yeah, I want to do something with this cat. And that's what Born with Jetpack, which is by far one of my favorite songs I ever recorded. Just the energy on it is ridiculous. But yeah,
it's pretty heavy.
Always, bro.
It's pretty heavy.
And it came out of nowhere that people liked it like that because I just made it as a vibe song, and like people like that song a lot.
And Ron B, like I got to turn the mic on like one. He's over here like, whoa, like
that
going
energy,
at it. He's hard at it,
Shouts
and,
out Ron B. Hopefully we can get another one in there with him.
Yeah.
So, but
so speaking about these collabs, you've collaborated with so many artists. It's been crazy watching your transition to who you are now versus 2 years ago. And you've collaborated with I think I already mentioned this, but that song made it on to Call Me Crazy, and you've collaborated with artists like Cam Kendall, Brianna Chantel, Ron B, Hydro, J Cuba, and a ton of people that you closely know and have a close relationship with in this intro. And that was pretty cool. I remember you hit me up and we talked about this intro for a while, and you were like, I got this idea of, where I'm getting in a car and I'm trying to sing to some tunes, and my friends and family are just kind of like getting mad at you and booing you, and then we were all on it, and that was exciting. And your grandmother was even on it, like you brought her in, and I thought that was awesome. That's the part that stood out to me when I saw the intro. It kind of wrapped up the whole album to me after that 2 years.
Yeah, that was like one of the last things we did was the actual intro. It was the
last thing that we did, and it really brought it home to me that this is a very personal thing to you. It's obvious that it's personal, but
I love hip hop. I love music.
Yeah. When that happened, it was pretty cool.
I was never no popular kid or anything like that, and the idea of hip hop was that braggadocio, that being vibrant and the center of attention, and originally when I started, that's what I wanted, but as I started doing it more, it got to that point where I just wanted to express myself. And the best way to express myself is to, show the people who are in my life. And that's kind of what Call Me Crazy was, or at least that intro was to show appreciation to the people who do support me, and even the haters all support, because, if you ain't got haters, you ain't doing something right. That's what they say,
I think that stands out really well with you, and something I've noticed is the people you have a relationship with, you have a really close relationship with. When we performed the little open mic night, you had so many people come out to that, and I was like, dude, like all these people are here because of you, and all you had to do was ask them to be there. You didn't even have to ask them. I'm sure if you would have just posted something up, they would have showed up. And every time something like that happens, you got this following with you, and it's a lot of it's people but like we all have friends, and how often
and they don't have to
up?
support. They don't have to come out.
Yeah.
They just literally, all my friends have told me, even the ones who just kind of like stumble upon my music or like don't necessarily go and try to find my music, they'll like have a friend of theirs introduce them. They're like, that's really you? Like, whoa, bro, I didn't expect that from you. Like, that's really good. And they become fans. Like, a lot of people, I had 2 different couples come to that open mic you're talking about. Shout out to Asher and B, Apothecary Tea House.
Shout out.
And they had never seen me perform live. They hadn't really heard any of my songs, and they came up to me and texted me later after that, and they were like, yo, thank you for inviting us out or just allowing us to be there, because it was amazing seeing you perform. Like, one
That's
girl, a friend of mine named Allie, she told me, like, like, I felt your energy in there. I never expected that to come from you. And that's the type of stuff that just makes me like know that I'm doing something right, even if I don't get acclaim or a reward for it. It just knows I'm doing something right, something I feel.
Yeah, I feel like you're pretty genuine. Like I said, the people that you are friends with, like you're really close with, like everybody that I can think of that that you've introduced me to or something, like I look at them as like, oh, that's Deezle's real close friend. And then you start thinking about it and you're like, everybody is. So that says a lot about you. And I know this album was a long journey for you. You said 2 years.
Yeah,
like, tell us
3.
a little bit about that journey.
Well, originally when I started out, I wasn't by myself. As far as like when I started taking rap seriously, I had a group. And as the years went by, and things started happening, members of the group just started dwindling, and then it came down to, we had 6, and it went down to 5, then 3, then ultimately it was just me and another homie, and ultimately we kind of went our own separate ways, but that still is where I found RONF, because I found it with that homie who I still have a lot of love for. He's just kind of doing his own thing, and I'm kind of holding down the RONF for right now, and I always will. And it came from just all my pain, all my anger, all these negative emotions I was having about myself, but people were adding to it. Yeah. With the things they were saying, but then there were the select few that were pushing me. And ultimately, I listened to those who told me, like, yo, you got something. Even if it was just 1 or 2 people telling me, when I would go to open mics, like, yeah, that was good. Like, I don't even listen to rap and I like you. Yeah. And that was the type of stuff that pushed me to, want to actually put myself out there, because Call Me Crazy was also, like, my declaration of, yeah, man, I am crazy, bro, because I actually do want to be a rapper, but I'm not so, insane about it to that point where I'm, thinking I'm, gonna be that 1 in a million, 1 in a billion. I just have that hope and that faith that, somebody will recognize it, even if it's just one person. And that's where the Call Me Crazy comes in, because it is crazy to want to, have that level of, recognition when there are so many others out there who are working for it just as hard as I am, or even harder. So, and like I said, Call Me Crazy was my declaration to, anybody who's willing to listen, like, yo, they gonna call you crazy, but you just gotta go out there and do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm. What would you say, when you put together the album, what would you say is a song that you're like, this song is kind of the one that stands out to me the most, the one that really defines what the album is?
Definitely have to be Focused. Yeah, that was the one that, and it was even about some of my relationships with certain people who are in my life now and are not in my life now. And that song really just came from the center of, like, my heart, like, through the negativity, the positivity. It just came from a place of, no matter what, I have to keep going.
I like that song. That's the one we did the video for. We went out to Foley in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it was on a gas pump.
Found a gas station. There was like a field across the street, and we just filmed right there. It turned out to be the perfect spot for it. I love the lyrics that you have, how it's very uplifting but somber at the same time, but it's uplifting, man. Like, if you really listen to it,
I call it realistic rap,
Yeah. But I wanted to have the listeners listen to a sample of it. Since you brought this song up, we're going to listen to a sample of Focused by RONF Deezle. We'll be right back.
True value is what you don't see. It's what's underneath. Let me show you better. Conviction slipping through the cracks in my shield. I don't know if I can stand the rain. How can I explain the insanity? They think my mind and my soul has a fee. I will not change what little remains and end up the same. I won't complain. My own steps let me down this road. Friends falling like dominoes. On the edge like Geronimo. Can't it go back to how it was? Looking for a buzz, rolling with my bros. No, I get so lost in the cycle, put too much trust in a title. Miles of stories I tell to you. Yeah, it won't seem real till it happens to you.
I think you did a really good job with it. Did you hear the beat first, or did you like look for that specific beat?
No, usually when I write songs, well, especially back then, I would hear a beat and I just start writing to it. Whatever emotions that beat brings forth,
Yeah. It's so crazy because it all sounds like it was meant to be. Like, this song sounds like it was meant to be a part of this album, but it just, you heard a beat, you wrote to it this way.
Exactly.
But it's you, so I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, gotta be a little crusty, I guess.
Extremely crusty. Extremely. And it was crazy because at the time I wrote this, I didn't have any intention to drop an album. I just wanted to, like, make music, you know. I didn't even really know if I was going to release anything. I just wanted to make music. And there was, you know, my homie, shout out J Cuba, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the people that just kept talking to me like, yo, bro, you got something. You got to push it.
Definitely. Big shout out to Jay then, because that's awesome. Yeah. You know, and now you're pushing him.
I'm trying.
You know.
Well.
And you guys did a couple of songs together, and I don't know, it's just really cool how it all comes back around. It's really cool how he pushed you to come in here, and you're not even the same artist from then. Like, you were awesome, and I don't mean just in style, but just in your demeanor and everything. Like, you come in and you have a plan. You take it seriously. You're like, look, we're doing this. And then you have like 5 things already planned out. You're like, all right, I'm doing a feature with this guy. We're coming in on this day. We're doing this, X, Y, Z. And it's really cool to work with someone who's very professional like that. So all you got to do is be punctual as far as on my end.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, props to you for coming all that way and learning so much. And not that anybody taught you, but just that you have the hunger for it. Yeah. You know, and it shows, you know, like everything else you do.
Yeah, like my whole environment I learned from it, you know. And I mean, shouts out to you too, Fresco, because you taught me a lot, dude, like already. Yeah, especially about music, but even just the business side of it. And it's like you said, you know, just in the 2 years I've been coming here, I've just come such a far, long way, not just with my style and my flow, but in what I feel I define myself as.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel I'm an MC, you know, and a lot of people don't understand, like, I love rap to that point where, like, I study it, you know. If there's a book on, you know, Dummy's Guide to Rap, like, I done read it, you know, like, and you know, any autobiographies about rappers, anything like that, you know, I love the culture of it. You know, I don't just want to steal from it. I don't want to take from it. I want to add to it ultimately in any way that I can. That's the one thing I think every artist should aim to do. Don't just take away from the genre, the culture of anything. You add to it.
You know, and when I first met you, you consider yourself an MC, like you did hip hop and stuff, but now you own that. Like, now you walk around with a whole nother demeanor. Now people look at you and they're like, Deezle, I need your help with this. Like, because you're now walking the talk. Yeah. Not that you weren't then, but like, you have to do it for so long, like with anything,
before people believe
so
you.
You even believe it, you know. So what, like, so Deezle just started a new tradition for the podcast. He straight up brought a ton of records and CDs of some of his influences, and I'm going to let you talk about that, but he definitely just started a new tradition on Fresh Produce, because this would be awesome to have other artists do the same thing instead of just talking. This is really cool. So tell me about it.
Well, I was definitely raised on mostly like country and, you know, listen to the radio and stuff. But my uncle, he had a old CD. It was Notorious B.I.G.'s first CD, you know, Ready to Die. And I popped that one day riding in my grandma's, I think she had a Camry at the time, and I popped that in, and here it was the unrated version, and here goes Biggie, who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawning, and like, just from there, dude, that's where that started. I was just like, I was amazed by it, like, what? And then I figured, saw Biggie and like this big black dude just like pulling women, getting money. I was like, bruh, I want it. So that's where that coalesced. And at first truth be told, I wanted to like play clarinet or something like that growing up, but I never I didn't have money like that, and I couldn't, I was living with my grandparents, and so I never did anything musically. So it was kind of a surprise to myself when, I started trying to like do little rhymes and everything. And originally it was kind of like I was trying to like do some little stuff for the ladies, but then it, like I said, it coalesced into me wanting to express myself and not having many friends and just wanting to put myself out there in some way, shape, or form. And as I, just kept rapping and delving deeper into rap, I learned about the influences themselves of the rappers and the people who made rap, like DJ Kool Herc or, Grandmaster Flash and the Funky 4+1. And from there, I just delved and I found artists who I loved, and that were even outside of the genre of rap. And one good thing for me was like R&B. Love R&B. Even to this day, I think I can sing and I can't. And one of the bigger influences in R&B was like the Delphonics. Like the Whispers, the Commodores. Though I love that stuff, but when I got into like the 90s R&B, that was like really where I like felt it for some reason. Those like love songs, like, just, I don't know, they hit me different. I guess because I never had it.
Connection happened. I see.
And one of the big groups in that day was Drew Hill.
Yep.
It was actually the group Cisco was with at first. And it's crazy, but
Dude, not a lot of people know Cisco anymore. That's the weird part.
And that's the thing. Like I delve into the information about music. Like if I love artists, I learn their backstory. So, and that was one of the, even when I was younger, I remember Drew Hill records, and they hit me different, like, because I would know who they were, but I didn't understand why. And once I started doing music, I think I understood, like, like, it's because, like, you got something to say with it, and you're just loving what they're saying, and you're actually feeling what they're saying. So, and from there, like, I bought the Drew Hill hits, CD, that's my shit, tell me what you want. And, from there was also, like, deeper than that was, like, Ray Charles, Before him, Percy Sledge, When a Man Loves a Woman, I bought both, Percy Sledge vinyl and a Ray Charles vinyl, like, old school.
Yeah.
And as you say, like, I'm an MC, master of the ceremony. So I definitely have my New York influences besides Biggie, Wu-Tang Clan, but bigger than that, it's A Tribe Called Quest. That's why I bought the Midnight Marauder CD, because Q-Tip and Phife Dawg were just like, that's one of my like dreams, is to have like a partner as far as like rap that me and him can just be in sync like that and just murder tracks, like so they influenced me as far as that, and as far as trying to be cohesive with other artists, that's what I try to do.
That's interesting.
And
so do you feel like you're looking for that? Do you, like, because you've collaborated with so many artists, do you feel like subconsciously you're looking for that one?
I think subconsciously.
You've been trying to do the group thing for a long time. Because I feel, whenever I first started out, like I told you, I had this group. It was called 3TE, and I just remember that camaraderie, dude. I remember like having these guys around me, dude, and like they called me their brothers, and I called them my brother, and we treated each other as such. Like, we would get around, fuck around, play games, smoke and drink. But when it came to the music, man, it was just like we were pushing each other. Like, exactly.
And that's what I want to bring, like, but for people who are serious, not even like seriously trying to get fame, but just serious about making this an art form and putting some seriousness into the city, because I feel there's a lot of talent in the city, just nobody takes it serious. Nobody takes themselves seriously, so they don't take this city seriously. And that's how I've always felt about Pensacola, because I see so much talent here, so much, and I just want to bring that out. Like I said, I want to add to the city. I want to get a good eye on the city instead of just the badness.
Yeah.
And I feel that can be done with music, you know, like it's done for so many other places.
Yeah, I feel like you're on a good path with that. You know, like you're sticking to this road that you know, that you feel connected to, and you're showing other people a piece of that. You're showing other people like this connection that you can have that's further than trying to make fame or trying to have that hit song or this or that. But there's that real deep connection, and that's what separates MCs, I feel like.
Exactly.
And it does take a lot of research, and there's way more than just writing and doing music.
Oh no. Oh, it's
like there's a lot of work that comes with it.
I had to learn myself, you know, like, yeah, you got artists who can make hit songs, but they just didn't make those hit songs, you know. Nowadays it seems kind of easy because of social media and the internet, but
yeah,
man, unless you like, you know, you got them connects like that, yeah, you're gonna have to come in there with some resources, man, and know what you're crafting, you know. I mean, that's why I said, like, if you're really inherent and dedicated to being a rapper, you do that research. You know, there's a series of books. I cannot exactly remember the artist, but it's basically just called How to Rap. Maybe Fabio.
Actually, we're going to come right back to that. We're going to go right to a commercial real quick. This is a little break so you can see some other stuff that's going on the Fresco recording services, YouTube, and some of the other podcasts that's going on. When we come back, we're going to talk to Deezle about some of these books that he's talking about that he used growing up to help him get better at writing. And I know that you've actually given some of these away, but we'll go right into that right when we come back.
Hey guys, this is Jimmy from Fresco Recording Services telling you about a new podcast that we have called Emerald Radio. It's my chance to sit down with the local musicians, producers, and other music industry people and talk about our growing music community here in Pensacola, Florida. So check it out on the Fresco Recording Services YouTube channel. Thanks.
All right, so let's get back into it.
Yeah.
So tell me about these books.
They, you know, there's 1 and 2, like I said. They're called How to Rap, The Art and Science of the Hip Hop MC. They're actually by a man named Paul Edwards. So, like I said, if you're a little more interested in understanding the inner workings of rap and the mechanisms, and, you know, figure out maybe if you want to, or even if not want to, you know, actually rap, go look those up. You know, they'll give very powerful, very deep insight. You know, they have actual experience and talks with, you know, rappers and people who have been a part of the industry, you know, from the jump.
Yeah.
So, and it was very influential, you know, in teaching me about cadences and multisyllabic rhymes and alliterations and just, you know, what you can really do with rap.
Yeah.
Because it is such a powerful, you know, subgenre, and it's unlike any other form of music in the whole thing. Like, it's just your voice and that beat.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And
yeah, I remember you threw one of these books at me one day.
Never read it. Never read it. But that, and that's what I do. Like, I think I bought those books like 2 different times, and I give them away to every, you know, if I see somebody who really, like, I feel is like wants to rap or wants to learn about it, you know. And I think I've given, you know, 2 of them away to people I met through you. Like, I don't even know if they come through here anymore, but
yeah, I know you gave one to David.
And I do that because I want to spread that knowledge, you know. I want to spread that love, I guess, of hip hop, you know, that I found and I have for it. And I just hope when I do that, other people find it.
Yeah, I know that you gave David one of them, and like, I think he actually, well, I don't know about now. He's been in school and stuff, so he's been really in the books. But yeah, I think that meant a lot to him and I think I mentioned the book or something. He's like, man, I'm gonna have to talk to Deezle. Like, I'm gonna see what books he's reading, and you just like gave it over to him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool, because it was sitting here for a while, and I never had time to look at it. I skimmed through it, and that's about all I can do. But I know that you
make that time for that knowledge, boy.
You
it's
got
just like
to
working out your body, man. You got to make
exactly.
that time. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you.
Half the time I'm staying up to like 3 a.m. trying to gain knowledge in something, and then when I wake up, it's all gone.
It's still there. You just gotta be brought to the forefront.
Yeah.
And it's like your brain's like a muscle. You gotta do it repeated amounts. You know.
Got to. Yep. I know that you have a ton of stuff in the works. I've seen you come in here a couple of times with some, or a few times with some features. I haven't seen those drop yet. Dan and I started the Agon Battles a few years ago, and you recently came up to me about wanting to take it over.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about that.
Well, ultimately, one thing I always felt from the jump in Pensacola was it would be hard to do a battle type of thing here, because I feel it can go only one of two ways. Is either people are just going to lose interest in it, or it's going to go into a bad way with somebody feeling some type of way about how the judgment went or something. So I was like, until we, maybe in the future when people are a little more established and a little more comfortable with rap around here, but until then, I think we just need something a little more unifying, which I brought up was a cipher league, turning Agon into a cipher.
I like that idea.
For the various artists around here, you know, and people who feel like, you know, they rap, but they feel like they can't put themselves out there. Like, this would be that chance. Like, you'll just come out here. There's not going to be necessarily, you know, a level you have to attain to or aspire to be, because this is, you know, the beginning of something. And I just want people who have that real love and passion for the actual art and want to connect. And you don't even have to come out and rap. You can come out and just like support or film or something. But yeah, any artists that are willing to, you know, participate, you know, just hit me up on, you know, Instagram at real1 numerical 1 Deezle Deezle, or you can hit me up on Facebook, you know, RONF Deezle. Just personal message me, and you know, I don't, you know, man, woman, you know, if y'all wanna anything.
Heck yeah, dude. I mean, Brianna will take you guys out. So. Right.
Shout out Brianna Chantel, dude. She is one of the most fiercest MCs I have ever, you know.
I told her, I was like, dude, when I listen to your music, it doesn't sound like a female artist. When I listen to your music, I'm like, this is a rapper. Like, it's just crazy. She's good. One of the things with Agon that I did not expect happening is that it created so many more connections than I ever thought. There's even a group now with Young Preach, and all of the people that were involved with Agon are on it, which is crazy. Like, I started thinking about that a while back, and I was like, it's crazy that we did that one thing, and all these like close relationships came from it. And you guys are still talking about doing stuff together.
Of course.
You know.
Shout out Preachavelli,
Cam Taylor,
Bunny Bolo,
Bunny, Izzy,
Luke Southwest.
Me and Luke actually just he hit me up about hosting the IRS WPMM independent radio show on Saturday mornings. So we've been doing that. I told him about you doing the Agon thing. We were like, dude, we need to have him start hosting some ciphers like every now and then.
Oh no,
that would be really cool. Yeah,
that'd be really good.
Tell me about some of the stuff you got coming up. I know there's like a huge thing coming up that we can't really talk about, so we'll just leave that under wraps till the time is right. But what can you talk about?
Right now, I could talk about a few of the songs I have in the works. I'm actually getting to that point where I want to collaborate a lot more with artists. I want to have more in-depth songs, not necessarily on rap or hip-hop. I want to do the subgenres of rap. Also, like, man, you know, some trap, a little pop, you know. I love R&B, so of course I'm going to do that. But I also want to step outside of my regular thing, especially from Call Me Crazy. Like, I will always love Call Me Crazy in those tracks, the good and the bad. But I just want to grow beyond that and show people my growth. And I do have, you know, some collaborations with unknown artists that y'all haven't met before, and artists that I have collaborated with before, but you're definitely going to be seeing our relationship in a different light, in a different style. Currently, one thing I am working on doing is, you know, a collaboration with you. Should be coming out hopefully soon. You know, that gold track is it's gonna be fire.
We'll see.
I'm working on getting some cover art done for another song of mine called Questing.
Yeah,
I actually did with you. It's a little more softer for me, a little more, I don't want to say nostalgic, but almost that reminiscent feeling to it, where and it's kind of me being a little more sing-songy on it. So I hope y'all like that. And of course, I'm always, one thing I never stop doing is the free verses, you know, just straight getting on other people's tracks and just laying like Slaughterhouse in it.
Yep.
So y'all can definitely expect some more of that coming up. I'm gonna probably release 4 or 5 of those type of style of tracks and these like next 2 or 3 months. So y'all can expect that. And of course, I've always got stuff cooking with, you know, Fresco.
Yep.
You know.
So you got a lot of like these singles dropping, some collabs and stuff. Are there any? I mean, all this is planned. Are there any like? You got any albums planned?
As of right now, no.
Okay.
No, I do not have any albums planned. If by chance, you know, I happen upon something, maybe, but no, not right now. I don't have any actual compilations of music. I just want to release music.
I got you. I'm curious to see because, like, you know, everything you do is getting better. It's topping the last thing you did. So I'm curious to see when this next album comes, what's the theme? Like, where's it going to take me? And just to the level that you're going to bring it to. So that's cool.
The next level, man. You already know.
I mean, hey, the floor is yours now for anything else you want to say. I mean, obviously give your social media handles, crustyreal1.com.
No. Social media is IG at real REAL1, the numeral 1 Deezle DEEZLE. You know, go ahead and hit that follow button, and I will definitely hit it back. You know, show love. You can find me on Facebook at RONF, capital RONF, no periods in that. Deezle DEEZLE. Yeah, man. You can also find me on YouTube. Sorry about that, at RONF.TV1. You know, I also have the video for Focused, my single off my debut mixtape. You know, shouts out to Bestia for the camera work, which was really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, other than that, you know, I really want to push this Aegon. So for any MC, any artist listening, and you really have an interest in trying to collaborate with artists, you know, because that's ultimately what this is for, is to bring people together. That's what I want to do with it, because that's what Aegon did originally. But I want this one to, you know, have a platform for artists to push each other, not necessarily push each other out of the ring or anything, but push each other to succeed and be better at this art form and better at expressing ourselves, and kind of make a brotherhood, if a family out of it.
That's something I've seen is that there's been a lot of doors opened up for the last thing, and just because of that brother bond that's been created, and you're all opening doors for each other, and that's what it's about. And that's why you have those close core people that you want to be around. So which song we're going to close out with? You're going to give us a sample of one of the tracks you're going to release?
No, I think I'm gonna let y'all ride out with this new track I just released in April. It's called Still Wishing.
Still Wishing.
Yeah, shout out to Bam Marzelli for the mixing, you know, and the beat. So mad love to him.
Right on.
So
yeah, he's a cool dude.
But other than that, thank you very much for having me, Fresco. It was a pleasure to finally come in here, you know, just leave a little record of what we doing, what we can do, and what is to come. So.
Exactly. Yep. Always looking forward to it. And once again, this is the second season, first episode of Fresh Produce, and it was a strong one. And big shout out to RONF Deezle. You know where to find him. I'll have everything in the links below. And till next time.
Peace.
It's easy to assume when you ain't walked in my shoes. Fuck your expectations, I ain't got shit to prove. One chance to take and I ain't got shit to lose. Maybe in my situation you would do the same too. It's easy to assume when you ain't walked in my shoes. Fuck your expectations, I ain't got shit to prove. One chance to take and I ain't got shit to lose. Probably in that situation I would do the same too.
But never knew what it is until I experienced it.
You won't do anything.